I have not posted a video in many years, and I'm about to start this video off pretty random, but hear me out. A year ago, I was moved at my work to my dream job position, and it's the type of job that I actually want to show up to and get a few things done after hours and even over the weekend. But in order to do that, I have to be able to get into the building after hours. But I was told that this building that I was moving to had an alarm system for each workroom, and that the code box was located in a different building on the site. So if someone armed it not realizing I was there, it would be impossible for me to leave without setting off the alarm. And there would be no way that I could run in time to a different building, unlock the door, and put in the code in 30 seconds before the security system would be notified, and then my boss would be called. It sounded like a huge pain in the ass, and it made me feel frustrated to think about. Basically, I was told a plot. And it's a plot that is no different than any type of limiting plot that you encounter in the dream world, such as a dream where you cannot talk or move. It is a plot of limitation. It is also a reflection of myself. This plot exists because I allow it to exist. And no, I did not specifically say, I want to feel frustrated about getting into my building. I allow this. I want this to exist. No, instead, I simply must have had some sort of thought when I got the dream job that it's just too good to be true. Nothing ever comes this easy. There must be a catch. And because I thought that, or had that type of thought running in the background, the universe created a situation to make it so. But because I am slowly becoming lucid in waking life, I can change things. This is why I have not made a video in a while. I've been more interested in becoming lucid in waking life than bothering with the dream world. Back to the alarm situation. How do you become lucid in a dream? Well, you refuse to accept the plot that's in front of you, even if it's scary. Even if the dream characters are telling you that you have to do something now. You just look them in the face and you ignore it. You know that it's not real. As soon as I was told about the alarm, I saw it as a plot to wake up from. I got a notebook and I started writing. I wrote about how easy it is to get into my building after hours. I wrote about how I don't know how it's going to happen, but I don't have to worry about the alarm system at all. And yes, even after my dream job started, even as I was walking to the other building to put in the code, and then walking back to my building to get work done, I felt neutral. I thought neutrally and kept persisting. It's very easy to get into my building. I don't know how it's going to happen, but I don't have to worry about the alarm system at all. Even at the end of the day, when I wanted to work a little bit later and everybody else was leaving, I would see the cleaning staff and they would ask me to set the code. I would not waver. I kept my thoughts cleared, and I ignored the plot that was in front of me. It's really easy to get into my building. I'm not worried about the alarm system at all. Things come easy to me. I just kept saying it. After about 2 weeks, where on the weekends I was walking out of my way to set the alarm and disarm the alarm, I noticed something about the doors that were in the building that the code box was in. They had wires and sensors on them. I walked in the same building and noticed these wires coming down from the ceiling and the sensors on the doors, and I thought, legitimately, not in a positive thinking type of way, I really was I don't see those wires and sensors on any of the doors in my particular room in my building. So curiously, when I go back to my building and to my workroom, I look at the doors, and sure enough, there actually aren't any sensors on any of my doors. A coworker drove up later. I asked her to go to the other building and to set the alarm. I wanted to intentionally open my door while the alarm was set and see if it went off. Sure enough, she texted me that she set the alarm. I opened my exterior door, and the alarm system still says from her text that it's armed, it's not going off. My room which has an exterior door for me to be able to come and go, but there's supposed to be an alarm system there, my room ended up not being armed. Even though every room and section on each side of it is armed, like it genuinely is, it has sensors on those doors. I've gone and looked later. My room is not armed. Everyone was in disbelief. My boss thought that it was armed. The cleaning staff that had worked there for years thought it was armed. The former person that worked in my position that I took, that was previously there, they swore it was armed. All of these people had very specific scripts to give to me, and I ignored all of them. My bad dream was in my face. My bad dream lasted for weeks, and I just simply had no reaction to it, and I simply spoke a new script into existence. If you happen to be worried, the particular room that I have for work doesn't really need a fancy alarm system. There's nothing super expensive in it like the other surrounding rooms. Locking the door pretty much suffices. I genuinely now can come and go from my building with complete ease, just like how I wanted it to be, with my persistent thoughts. I have started to notice things like this happen often now that I've changed my focus. What has really resonated with me is certain law of attraction mentors on YouTube, specifically ones that call it law of assumption rather than law of attraction, and specifically ones that mention Neville Goddard's material. I feel like this is enough information for one video. It's already a lot for me to stay lucid even while typing this. I type this out and then I read it. It's also still hard enough for me to stay lucid long enough to understand what I'm even saying. It's kind of like when you get information in a lucid dream and you're trying very, very hard to remember it before you wake up. So if this is enough for me to try to grasp even as I type this, I know that people that are listening to this is a good stopping point.